Last night, our pillows were damn near frozen to the wall. Not like there's a lot of moisture in here by any means. I felt down in here after everything warmed up too. There's like no moisture, but there was an icicle on my computer screen, or I should say on the back side of the display. So there was like a big line of frost. And so I noticed when I opened my computer up, I was like, oh, it's cold, but it's a metal computer. And the display was like in slow-mo, like an acid trip or something. Like the cursor was in two places at once. It was that cold. I've never experienced that, I don't think. So that was kind of funny. So we've gone ahead and fixed that up and just made sure there's going to be a gap there. Yeah, it's cold, but it's not, it's not terrible. The furnace is done all right, but driving, you got all that wind chill and no heat in here at all while we're driving because we're lower on propane. We're not gonna run the furnace even on low in here. And I didn't realize, like, a lot of folks don't actually use their propane, like, they'll fully shut off propane systems while they drive. I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. So, there's a lot of concerns over an open flame on the outside. The wind will kill a lot of flame, but yeah, not a big deal though. Not a big deal. We stayed warm last night. We're still alive here at this Walmart. And there was some snowplows in the middle of the night and a truck on this side that was running. They had little generators they were on. But other than that, like, you could kind of hear just a low hum all around. It's been all right. How are you doing, buddy? How are you feeling? Are you ready to tackle the day? Hey, excuse me. Colt?
He's ready to go.
Oh, he's ready to go out. That's what he's saying. Oh, all right, buddy. All right, he's a good boy. Oh boy, so the first time we've been in a Waffle House in a long time, and what a delightful experience.
I love Waffle House.
We're in
Whiteville, Virginia.
Whiteville, Virginia, yeah. Virginia is for lovers, because these guys were getting their flirts on in there, I'll tell you what.
It was very funny.
And I was thinking, I was like, it is one of those, like, don't poop where you eat kind of things, It's kind of a terrible analogy, actually, considering it's a restaurant. But this guy's all getting his flirt on with his, oh, I'm feeling old, trying to get those compliments. I see you, sir. And then I turned around, I was like, oh, she's cute. Oh, they'd be a nice couple. I see it. And I was like, it was like a soap opera in there. It's cold as the dickens out here. So it is 6 degrees Fahrenheit plus a wind chill. And we are getting perfect sun right now, but our batteries are charging at 0 watts. I realized that is because our batteries are not self-heating. So they're still working, but they will not charge. And as a result, anything below like 35 degrees Fahrenheit, I have it set don't charge from the charge controllers. So I don't want to ruin the batteries, of course. So I think we need to lift the little door in there and run the furnace a little while, and I think we'll get... But while we're driving, I guess it's fine. We're at 68% steady charge, and the tank heaters are running at about 100 watts, 150 watts, somewhere in there. It's up and down.
Yeah.
So, it's cold. But we have a question. We are going to continue answering these questions.
Yes. What is your favorite place to eat out?
I think I just found a new one.
Yeah, Waffle House has very good breakfast.
Oh, favorite place to eat out?
I am a big fan of Tim Hortons or Dutch Bros for coffee.
Fair.
Fast food is probably Taco Bell.
Oh, man.
Buc-ee's did have a good burrito. In terms of just like a restaurant, I like Longhorn Steakhouse, feels like good value. Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Or Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse, yeah.
Texas Roadhouse, Olive Garden. That's about it.
A long dissertation on
Well, it just depends on what we're in the mood for.
Yeah, I'd say if I had to pick one place, because Taco Bell used to be my crack, but now I figured out that it does not agree with me. My body does not agree with it. So, the Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
You can't go wrong with the Olive Garden.
I also just like Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, but if it has to be fast food,
It doesn't have to be fast food. Just say what's your favorite place to eat.
Yeah, because I can't think of any fast food that doesn't. Wendy's. Wendy's. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I like the chili.
All right. $3.19 a gallon. Fuel prices have increased significantly out here over what we're used to paying, but this is an all right price, all things considered. And look at the front of this trailer. How nasty is that? Oh, man.
Remember when we had a blue trailer?
Whew. So we got some pretty good questions from you guys, and this one's a bit of a doozy, actually.
Yeah, so the next question is, what is our scariest moment of RV life so far? I think for me, that it was when we lived in Nashville and we were in our truck camper and we had an active tornado literally blocks away from us. Yeah. And Joel's just laying in bed watching out the window.
I'm like, that tree might come down on us. I'm like, I don't know what else you do, because like, we don't know where it's at, right? And there's no way to get that information. But like, okay, do you drive away? Which typically we would do.
Where we were parked, our friend lived in the apartment building right next door, and I was like, we could at least run into the parking garage.
But I just had this feeling, I was like, if we jump out, and there was a lot of trees going down at that time, like, yeah. I was like, if we jump out, we are gonna get squished by a tree.
Yeah.
Or impaled.
But, yeah. So that was sketchy for me.
Yeah.
That was my scariest RV moment. What about you?
So for me, actually, it was my first trip around America, and I've got a little Toyota Tacoma and a little Winnebago travel trailer, and I'm heading back to Washington from Florida. And like, there's like a storm, and I didn't know about this. Like, I hadn't had service for a while.
This was pre-Emma.
Yeah, yeah. And turns out, like, I had missed a fuel stop, didn't see it, took a wrong turn or something like that. I didn't have service, so like my maps got kind of out of whack. Anywho, so I'm dealing with that. I've got low fuel. It's like past, you know, when it gives you like, oh, you have 30 miles left, 20 miles left, 10 miles left. I had 0 miles left, and I'm on this freeway. And then there's like a blizzard, and like it's icy, and so I can kind of feel like losing traction a little bit, right? There are semi trucks flying by doing like full 60. I can't see more than like not even a block away. Like, you really can't see much. And I'm like, okay, all I know is all of this is, there's like a zone that these tend to work in, right? Where, you know, the wind's blowing or whatever. And thankfully, I don't know how, you know, I just turned on my four ways and I was like, you know, putting around, because I'm only doing like 20, because I'm like, if something's ahead, like if there's a stopped vehicle, like I don't want to smash into it. I also don't want to get smashed into. And so I wasn't like scared, but I was stressed. I was definitely like, oh boy, like watching and then of course in that vehicle, the suspension on the Toyota Tacomas is not very, like, it's not super solid. So like everybody that like drives by, you kind of feel that. And then the trailer, it's not aerodynamic. So anyways, that's the whole thing.
You made it to the fuel stop just in time though, didn't you?
I do it just in time. I did make it, and I don't know how or why, but like I made it. I was like, oh, and everything was frozen, and I like literally like slid into the spot because it was all ice.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad they had it. No, I think what actually happened to the previous, I had like two that I was like, I know that one should have. They were out of fuel, or they had no power.
Oh. And
so yeah, that's kind of what it was. And I couldn't like redirect. I didn't want to go off the whole thing. Brr. All right, this is a slow pump, by the way. All right, so we've stopped in here at a Camping World, and it is lovely because we are Good Sam's members. We can use their dump station. Otherwise, it's $15. Just buy this cheap member. It's not a big deal. Our valves are frozen shut, so we can't pull the valves. Oh man, and we're not at 100% of anything right now, but I think what we're going to have to do about that is just either a heater on there. In the future, we'll do the trick. Maybe some boil some water, or just get it really hot. That has always done the trick in the past, but we don't have any water on board right now that we want to use for that purpose. So, womp womp. I don't see, the problem is though, I don't know what else you could do about this other than this being in an enclosed area. If it was in a box, that might do the trick. That's the only thing I could think of. Every rig we've ever had has had exterior units, so, oh well. here we have the lid open. So it's a little janky looking, but it'll do the trick. We've got the table locked in, holding that cushion over there. That made a difference. What, within, I think we were only driving for maybe 15, 20 minutes. Turned the furnace on temporarily.
Yeah.
And that heat made its way right over into there. So that is a big difference. And that got us up to 80% stated charge. I'm sure there are smarter systems out there. I mean, this one's wonderful, but like, I'm sure there's something that will say like this breaker is using, you know, this load, but like we're seeing some of these are like over 100 watts, which that one might be the furnace plus the lights. But I know that the AC will occasionally just hit up, you know, 150 to 200 watts. But I think the extra loads are really the tank pads, and they'll kick on and off. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't think that the tanks have frozen. I wouldn't be surprised if they have, but it doesn't sound like they have based on what we are hearing, like as we kind of jostle the rig. Yeah. The other thing is speaking of pads, we're going to use something over that connection point and just kind of rest it on there. It only takes like 50 watts maybe of alternating current. Somebody outside screaming. Alternating current. So we just set it, forget it, come back in like, man, 30 minutes to an hour, and hopefully that will thaw that area out. If it doesn't work, we can go with more extreme measures, but the next alternative is at least 1800 watts. So,
which actually leads us into one of the questions that we were asked. Do you guys have an emergency plan? How to get out of nasty situations or breakdowns? I think that we have tried to prepare ourselves as much as possible with tools and tricks and kind of learning by experience, and watching YouTube videos and kind of just being prepared in general. And then we tried not to put ourselves in sticky situations, and if they happen, then we figure it out as we go. Luckily, our house moves, so if we need to take it somewhere, we can do that. And we have tools to fix tires.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's just it. Like, so our truck is overbuilt for this purpose, right? We have too much truck, and that's a good thing. We have four-wheel drive, and thankfully that has worked flawlessly over these past couple days on snow and ice and while towing. Like, that's a pretty big deal.
Right. So
we kind of overbought on that front, and then we overbought on the front of the trailer, right? So like, how many things can go wrong? It's like, is our slide going to get locked out? No. Are jacks going to get stuck down because of hydraulic fluid? Like, no, we don't have that crap. Like, our unit is simple, and I know some people are like, oh, I wish I had electric jacks. Shut up. Like, you bought simple because it's more reliable, right? And then you also saved a little money not getting the fancy crap. So we went simpler because it's more reliable. I will say 10 years on the road and counting, never had a situation I couldn't get out of. Like, not even once.
Right.
Nothing more worried about. I mean, we have towing if we really need it. We have spare tires on both the truck and the trailer. We have the tools to get those done, and like, I'm trying to think of like, what will we get stuck? Like, if it's bad enough that our truck gets stuck, we have done something majorly wrong. I mean, I think like, okay, what about a winch, right? Like, would a winch help? No. Chances are anywhere that we go, we wouldn't have anything to attach it to,
right.
You know, because you'd need.
I think we're generally prepared. I mean, like, if we know things need to be done, like dumping our tanks, we try to plan ahead for that.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, it's not 100% full, and then we need to dump it. We have no solution. Like,
we always have food.
Yeah. In this situation, like, we still have room in our tank.
Yeah.
So we're okay for a little while still.
We don't have water in the tank, but we have water bottles. And actually, we're here at a Walmart, and everywhere we're going has Walmart. They're so abundant, which is actually a really, really nice thing. So if we need jugs of water, like, we can do that.
Right.
We always have food. We always have power. And so I guess one of those preparedness things is like, I don't like the batteries to dip below 50%. They can. I don't like it to. Just because what if we're not getting sun the next day? It's like, and a lot of people go, that's why you need a generator. It's like, but we do this, we're still comfortable, and we always have power.
Right.
I mean, I can't think of the last time.
Even if there's a short period of time where we're uncomfortable, it's normally not long.
Right, and then at that point, right, the preparedness is like, okay, put on a jacket, right? Or, you know, or go for a walk and warm yourself up. Right. And propane is probably a weak link, probably the biggest weak link, and then you could argue, okay, well then having a space heater would be nice, and then you need a generator and all this, but it is, again, one of those things that, yes, it's a weak link. It doesn't not mean that it's a problem, right? Like, it hasn't been a problem. That's what I would say.
Right.
And so nothing's going wrong. You know, like, you could argue like, well, it hasn't gone wrong yet. And it's like, okay, well, let's say 10% of my life. It has not gone wrong, you know, like 100% of the 10% of my life that we've been doing this, it has not gone wrong. So
do we have a plan? Not really.
it depends on the emergency, but
Right.
yeah.
Like, do we have a plan? Not really, but
Common
we
sense.
feel prepared enough to like tackle most anything that would come at our way.
Just not worried about it. And in worst case, we have a vehicle breakdown and we're like, I don't know, 15 miles from the nearest town or whatever. We've got a bike. It would suck.
We also have AAA
We don't have AAA, but we have towing on our
insurance.
our whole. Yeah, we actually have 2 towing systems. Not only our insurance, but also our warranty on our truck. At the end of the day, though, we brought our home with us. So how bad could it be?
Right.
You know.
And we didn't leave a whole lot left behind at Lenny, so it's not like we're missing like half of our tools or anything like that.
No, we still bring just about everything. And it's like, okay, what happens in a fire? That's the most catastrophic thing, right? It's like a fire. You start over. You know, we don't have attachment to things. You know, we practice, you know, fundamentally, we practice a lot of radical acceptance and really unattachment, you know? Nothing can be replaced except for lives, right? So Colt, Emma, myself, right? You know, otherwise everything can be repurchased, and that's what we carry insurance for. And we always knock on wood because we don't want that to happen, because we'd have to figure out hotels, and we have to do, you know, or God, that would be terrible. But that's the absolute worst thing, and it's still like, okay.
Right.
Like, okay, like what? I don't know. It's all an adventure, anyways.
Right.
And that's kind of the way you see it.
Yeah.
I'm loving these questions, though.
Yeah.
They're really good.
We probably got still like 7 or 8 to go, so you got another video too with questions.
Yeah, yeah, and it's also kind of fun to like pause, you know, take a potty break, fuel up, and then like answer a question. You know,
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy this format.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we have more beans and nacho chips or tortillas, and we've got chicken.
Yeah,
That
we
chicken that we can do.
finished the pulled pork. We're moving on to chicken.
Actually, I will say it was very convenient yesterday being parked in the Walmart parking lot there, because we could, you know, we needed milk. You went out and I was editing videos and just grabbed milk.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
So the walk to the store was nothing. And if we want to stretch our legs and, you know, whatever, just go walk around the store.
The other thing that's nice about being parked at Walmart is like you can get a little extra steps, but also like if you need to go use the bathroom, like we can not use our bathroom and walk into Walmart and use their bathroom.
Actually, let me take a look. Our freshness course is at 0, gray is at 44, and black is back to 88%, which I don't believe, but I'm guessing because earlier it said like 96%. I think things are sloshing. I don't think everything's frozen. Yeah. So it's back to 88% because there's something stuck on one of the probes. So we have room. We just don't want to use it.
And we have another like less than 48 hours before we get to our final landing place.
We're almost there. We're almost there. We're getting real close. And it's interesting, on the East Coast, we're going state to state to state real fast. Like they like bunched up, you know, like it's like, like they wrote and they thought they had a lot of room, even though we technically moved west. You know what I mean? Like they scrunch stuff up. So it's kind of funny. But anywho, we're almost there. Almost there. The weather tonight is a scorching 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes.
Feels nice.
Oh, it does. Yeah, earlier this morning, we saw it down as low as, I think, 6 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah, whatever. Anywho, we're getting there. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye.